Hello everybody and welcome to an all-new Nephilim builds. This video has been a very long time coming, and to make up for that, I'm going to do the best I can to create the Dwarf Shaman from Goblin Slayer. As always, keep in mind that these videos are about capturing the spirit of the character, not just copying their abilities exactly. Real quick though, the quality on these sheets is going to be pretty low for this video. I tried something different this time and it didn't work out. I'll have better looking ones at the end of this video though. We'll start off with our ability scores, and as always, we'll be using the standard point array. For our first score, we'll be putting the 15 into Wisdom, since Dwarf Shaman is always spouting off Wisdom. Next, we'll do 14 in Constitution, because dwarves are tough. Up next is Dexterity. Some of his spells require dancing, and that's hard to do with 2 left feet. And after that is Intelligence. He clearly knows some stuff, but we don't really know how much he knows. We'll put the 10 into Charisma. He's not unlikable, but he does sound a little pompous at times, especially in English. And lastly, we'll dump Strength, but don't worry, it won't stay there for long. Moving on to Race, he's obviously a dwarf, but I don't think we know where he's from yet. That said, it's usually safe to a dwarf is from a mountain, so we'll do Mountain Dwarf. Is that racist? It feels racist. Whatever, what's important here is that Mountain Dwarfs get a +2 to both Strength and Constitution. See, I told you we'd fix that. Don't expect it to go any higher though. But now we have our ability score modifiers. So on top of the ability score increases, Mountain Dwarves also get 60 feet of dark vision, as well as Dwarven Resilience for resistance to poison damage and advantage on saving throws against poison. Sounds like that would have come in handy at some point. They also get free proficiency with battle axes, hand axes, light hammers, and war hammers. Buckle up because this list is going to get bigger in a minute. He also gets proficiency in either smith's tools, brewer's supplies, or mason's tools. Since I'm pretty sure he makes his own wine, we'll give him brewer's supplies. Also, what kind of dwarf drinks wine? Drink some ale, damn it. Is that racist? It feels racist. Also, he's going to get stone cunning, giving him expertise in history checks involving stonework. Finally, he can speak common and dwarvish and has free proficiency with light and medium armor. Now we move on to the background, and to be honest, I have no idea what it is. I looked up everything I could, but couldn't find anything. I don't think his character's been developed yet. Oh well, I guess if it's not a goblin or a waifu, then it doesn't matter. Thankfully, the DMG gives rules for custom backgrounds, so that's what we'll do. Pick whatever background feature you want, and we'll pick history and perception for our skills. We'll also skip any extra languages and instead give him proficiency with both smith's tools and mason's tools. Finally, we move on to class. And the closest thing we have to a shaman is druid. Now, just like Goblin Slayer and High Elf Archer, Dwarf Shaman is a silver rank adventurer, so he'll be level 16. But this time we'll be taking things one level at a time. Let me know in the comments if you like this way better, or if you prefer to just go all in. So starting with level 1, we'll be getting proficiency in both intelligence and wisdom saving throws. And since we already have light and medium armor, we'll just be getting shields. We're also going to get clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears. Told you it would get bigger. We also add herbalism kit to our tool proficiencies, and arcana and insights for skill proficiencies. Lastly, we'll get druidic as a free language. Moving on to level 2, we'll be getting wild shape, which I know Dwarf Shaman can't actually do, but he can in D&D. More importantly, we'll be getting our druidic circle. And since he doesn't really seem to do anything particularly special, we'll take the safe option and go with the Circle of Land, taking Mountain, obviously. For now, we'll be getting Natural Recovery, which is like Arcane Recovery, but for druids. We don't really get anything from level 3 except second level spells, but we're not doing spells yet, so we'll skip to level 4. We get a wild shape improvement here, but what we're really here for is an ability score improvement, which we'll use to round off our dexterity and wisdom, because odd numbers are bad. And apparently druids think so too, because we're skipping to level 6 for Landstride. Skipping to level 8, we'll get another wild shape improvement and ability score improvement, but this time we'll be trading it for Dwarven Fortitude, and a +1 to Con. Yes, I just said odd numbers are bad, but there's nothing I can do about it. Next is level 10. Seriously, the only odd levels druids get anything besides higher level spells on is level 1 and 19. Anyway, we'll be getting Nature's Ward here. Next is level 12, and we're all out of wild shape improvements. We do still get an ability score improvement, and we'll be putting it to Wisdom. After that, we get Nature's Sanctuary at level 14, and one last ability score improvement at level 16, which we'll use to cap off Wisdom. And with that, we finally have all of our modifiers. Now on to spells. So just to get the basics out of the way, our spellcasting ability is Wisdom, our DC is 18, and our spell attack modifier is plus 10. We get a total of 5 cantrips, 4 naturally and 1 from our circle. We'll take Mold Earth because that's the most basic thing he does, as well as the Magic Stone to make his sling better, and produce flames because apparently he can do that. I couldn't decide what else to give him, so we'll just go with Guidance and Resistance. Those are good, right? Moving on to the big stuff. At level 16, Dwarf Shaman has a total of 4 first level spell slots, 3 second, third, and 4th level slots, 2 5th level slots, and 1 6th, 7th, and 8th level slot each. He also gets Spike Growth, Spider Climb, Lightning Bolt, Meld into Stone, Stone Shape, Stone Skinned, Pass Wall, and Wall of Stone just from being a Mountain Land Druid. And if you're already complaining about how he shouldn't have that many spells, then buckle up and pucker up, because at level 16 and with a plus 5 wisdom, he's getting 21 more. Starting with first level spells, we'll give him Detect Poison Disease, because that would have been useful, and Earth Tremor to shake things up. Next, he apparently summons a Fire Spirit for light, so why not have it light up some goblins with Fairy Fire? Last time we'll give him Snare, because he actually has a spell called Snare. Does it do the same thing? I don't know, the wiki didn't have a description of it. Someone should look into that. Next, for second level, we have Dust Devil, because we need as many earth-based spells as we can get. Next is Gust of Wind, because Tailwind also doesn't have a description, but I'm guessing it's something similar. Heat Metal is awesome, and it involves metal, so I'm gonna say he has it. Next is Hold Person, because apparently he has something like that, and Protection from Poison, because again, would have been useful. Some of these are less what would Dwarf Shaman take, and more what would Goblin Slayer tell him to take. Remember, D&D druids get to choose their spells. Up next is third level, which is where the good stuff is, like Erupting Earth. We'll also take Pass Without a Trace to help sneak around goblins, and Water Walk because apparently he has that. For fourth level spells, we'll take Confusion, which is basically his super spell, and Conjure Minor Elementals to summon some dust or mud mephits for help. And lastly, we'll take Hallucinatory Terrain, because if he can leave goblins in a drunken stupor, then why not make them see things? I'll admit, this was the last spell I chose, and I was reaching at this point. For 5th level, we'll take Conjure Elemental to summon an Earth Elemental ahead of time, and Transmute Rock because Earth Magic, which is the same reason I picked Bones of the Earth, Investiture of Stone, and Move Earth for 6th level. For our last spell, we'll be skipping the 7th level and taking Earthquake from 8th level. Honestly, picking the spells was the hard part. The Mountain Circle spells took up several spells I was going to pick anyway, and most Druid spells just seem too nature-y for a Dwarf. Is that racist? It feels racist. And now we go back to the main sheet for some final touches, starting with his inventory. Apparently, he has a hand axe, which is weird because the only time I remember him fighting in melee in the anime, I'm pretty sure he was using his water skin as a weapon. Could be wrong though. He does have a cuirass under his robes, but because he's a druid, the best I can give him is hide armor, which combined with his dex modifier gives him an AC of 14. After that, his aforementioned water skin and his sling, which I almost forgot to add in. To wrap things up, he has a movement speed of 30 and an average total HP of 131, with 16 D8 hit die. And with that, we are finished. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and stay tuned for next week when we do the Lizardman Priest. And I promise I won't take a year this time. Bye!